So I think you all heard the news. So I heard that Dricus du Plessis is hurt for a period of time. So I know a guy that never say no to any fights. Dana, Hunter, you know who to call. I'm waiting. But I know a guy that can go there and save this event. You know what I mean? So I think I deserve this opportunity. I'm more than ready for that. I have a huge respect for Khamzat. We're training already together and all that. But I know his system. I know everything that he does. I know every step that he won next, you know. And I know how to deny these steps, and I know how to win Khamzat. So I'm ready for this fight. UFC can call me already. Send them the message to Hunter, to Dana, that I'm ready to this. If no one wants this fight, I'm the guy that they should call. Let's see what they have for me, and I hope it is for the interim belt. I think it'd be a 5-round strategic fight. Yeah, I think the first 2 rounds is the critical point. You know, that I need to be aware of everything. Need to deny these steps in the right way. I cannot make a mistake in these first 2 rounds. After 1.5 rounds, 2 rounds, I think the fight's getting better and better for me. If you see his fight against Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns, he was tired, but he was moving. He was trying to do shit. He was trying to win. You know, like, it's different when a guy is getting tired and he's kind of starting to giving up on the fight. This is low level guys. So I don't think Khamzat is in this level. I think he's a high level guy. Even if he gets tired, and he will, I think he's gonna continue to think that he can beat me, that he will win the fight. So that's the difference between high level fights and low level fights. You know what I mean? So the guy, even if he's tired or not, he's still wanting to win. He's still believing that he can win. So you need to adapt for that. You need to have a good strategy and everything. I think I had.
Topuria is doing all the right stuff by aligning himself to be next. And if he wants to stay busy, he is a prize fighter. We don't get weekly or bi-weekly deposits into the account. You got to go out there and you got to do the fight. And if he is looking for something big that people want to see, he has found that in Paddy Pimblett. That really would make things a lot bigger. I just believe if the UFC was going to match up champion versus champion, they would have made that match when it was champion versus champion. Wants to wait till one of them is no longer a champion and then reemerge with the same idea, that would be a little bit weird.
Again, credit to Dan Hardy, who brought me on as a monthly guest. The Tuesday after pay-per-views to just talk follow. I had no broadcasting gigs. I had no jobs. I had no podcasts. I had nothing. Just Dan enjoyed having conversations with me and gave me an opportunity. And then he left SiriusXM and they offered me the job because I was already familiar and, you know, I apparently was doing an okay job at my monthly spot that I had. And that it kind of just took off and snowballed from there. The UFC seen some of the little bit of side stuff I was doing and gave me a one-shot opportunity. No training, no build up, no audition, no nothing. Just a dry run on live TV. And then Michael Bisping saved my ass in that gig. He gave me a crash course in desk work and broadcasting. It was when we were at Fox. And he really made me feel comfortable and helped me out a lot on that first show and covered me. He carried me in a lot of situations. He really saved me. And that kind of led into, you know, and then that's the beginning, and now we are where we are now. But that's how it happened. I had no intention of, you know, I liked Dan Hardy a lot, and I was a big fan of him and his fighting career. And so when he asked me to come on and chit chat, I did just because it was Dan Hardy and he asked. I didn't really know what was going to come of it. Dan Hardy wanted to talk, so I was gonna listen.
Bisping, can I ask, like, I'm not trying to stir anything, how are you in Bisping? You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Everyone, when you started your own podcast and stopped doing his, everyone's like, "Oh my God, what was the fallout? You guys hate each other now." I'm like, I don't really think that's. I know Bisping well enough to know like Bisping's a good guy. Like I always said, Bisping's a good dude.
Well, like I told everybody, if Bisping hated me, you guys would know it. When's he ever minced words? Like it's just there's things that happened that neither one of us has talked about in the background that have nothing to do with conflict or anything like that. Bisping and I are good.
And the reality, this is not a knock on Bisping. This is just a reality. Like you want your own thing eventually, right? Like that's kind of like the point of doing this. Like you want your own thing. Like you don't want to be the other guy. You want to be your guy. I mean, that's not a knock on him. That's like you want your own thing.
Yeah, and that was the plan in conversations that Bisping and I had from the very beginning. There was no shock that I was going to start my own show. You know, that wasn't a surprise to anyone behind the scenes.
I heard it's like Islam saying that he's not fighting, right?
Islam doesn't want to fight him because if he wins him, people are gonna say, okay, you again beat the 145 fighters, and he's not number one contender. If Islam beats me, and then I think he's done with this division. He beat everybody. Just he gotta beat me, and then people can say that.
So what? They're gonna sign that fight? Is it coming?
If he doesn't move, yeah.
All right.
What I told the UFC, if you want me to fight Sean, I'm ready. If you want me to fight Khamzat, I'm ready. If you want me to fight Robert, I'm ready. Both Sean and Khamzat are my friends, but when we come in this level of the sport and in this position of top 5, top 6, one fight away of a title fight, we are not in the position to choose any fight. So I think everybody will understand it's just business and we're here to fight. That's what we do.
I didn't reach out to this guy. I didn't say, hey, influencer, come spar me. I've been seeing this guy drop. And
I want to. John, can I say something right now?
You can't, dog.
I want to see you crippled. This is the start of a beautiful friendship.
So he's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go get fucked UFC fight and get more famous.
So, Chill, are you breaking news right now that Jon Jones is fighting Tom Aspinall at International Fight Week? Are you confident enough to say that you think that's what's happening?
No, I am confident enough to tell you that fight is done, though. That fight is agreed all the way down to the date. That I do have a confidence to tell you. International Fight Week would make perfect sense. I personally, just in my heart, I always thought they were going to go back to New York.
Jones said he needs 4 months. Now you're going to do it
I'm telling you, this Jon Jones business, Jones will say a lot of things to the media. When he gets that phone call, here's the guy you're fighting. Do you understand? Yes. And that is what he will say. All the other reports are not true. Jon has come out. He's been a troll. He's had some fun. He even tried to negotiate in the media. Privately, he takes that phone call. It's yes or anything else that comes out of his mouth. Any answer that's not yes is not yes. But that did not happen. That is a false report. Jon Jones has not ducked this fight. I wish he did. I'd love to bury him. He didn't. He did not duck Tom Aspinall.